My name is Becca Tan. This is MakingLARP. This is a bottle of home-made Sambuca, and I'm going to show you how to infuse your own alcohols with different types of sweets. As well as your sweets, I used 100 grams of aniseed balls, and your alcohol, of which I used just over a litre of vodka. You're going to want to have a clean, preferably sterilised jar to put it all in. As you can see here, you put your sweets in the jar and then just top it up with the alcohol of your choice. Obviously, vodka is quite a low flavoured substance on its own. Something with stronger flavour like gin or whiskey is going to get you a different taste in the end combined with your sweets. Once you've secured the lid back on, you want to give that a nice good shake and come back and do this every day until all the sweets have dissolved. Once all your sweets have dissolved, or it appears that you won't be able to dissolve any more in the liquid, you then need a also cleaned and sterilised bottle to put it in. And you see that one's dirty, so I used warm water and then boiling hot water to clean it out. Obviously, if you're using glass, you need to work your way up with temperatures, otherwise it's going to be far too hot and break it. But once you've got that sorted out, if you have one, a coffee filter is a great way of filtering out any leftover bits of sugary gunk at the bottom so you don't end up with it in your drink. Before you start pouring it into your bottle, you're going to want to test it and see if you're happy with the consistency. Use a completely clean spoon, obviously don't put it back in. You can see if it's still flowing like vodka or more thickly as if it was more of a liqueur strength. And also you can give it a little bit of taste and see if you're happy with the amount of flavouring the sweets have added. I was quite happy with this as a more infused vodka rather than liqueur, so I started pouring. You're going to need to pour in little sections so that you don't clog up your filter and have it all overflowing or going around to get into the bottle rather than through the filter, as that's going to defeat the purpose of it being there. So just keep coming by, topping up until you have got enough alcohol in your bottle. So whilst this is happening in the background, even at fast forward speed, it took half an hour in real time. Obviously it would have been a lot quicker without the filter, but then you're going to get gunk in your drink. I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk to you about other types of infused alcohol that you could make. Now, the simplest version is to simply take an item that's got a strong flavour, for example, a cinnamon stick, a vanilla pod, a chili, something like that, and just dunk it straight into a bottle of vodka or whatever. It works, it's effective, but it is obviously not the greatest way of doing things, and someone in the end is going to get the stuff falling out the bottle into their drink. Infusing it like this into a separate jar is kind of the next stage up. If you're using something that doesn't already have sugar in it, you will need to add sugar. For example, one of my favourite drinks to make is a French drink called 44. The recipe is very simple. It is 44 coffee beans pushed into one orange with 44 teaspoons of sugar, and then topped up with the alcohol. It's supposed to be a litre of alcohol, but obviously it depends on your jar. I would probably make it with a little bit more because there's more room in my jar if I've got a big enough bottle of vodka or whatever. Here you can see me lifting the coffee filter out to try and speed up the process a little bit. You can squeeze the coffee filter a little bit, but obviously it is quite delicate, and if you rip it, it completely defeats the point of putting it in there. So that is one way of making the process a little bit faster. Otherwise, I recommend just going off and doing something else for a bit. As you can see, I've put a coffee mug there just so if it did look like it was going to overflow, I could move the filter and funnel straight across the coffee mug without having to faff about. Also, Sambuca in your coffee. It's delicious. As I had a bit of the mixture left over, I've topped it up with the rest of my bottle of vodka I'm going to add some more sweets to it, and therefore try and make this batch into a more thick liqueur type mixture. As I mentioned before, if I'd wanted to do this earlier, I could have just kept adding sweets until they won't dissolve anymore. So if you are trying this at home and prefer a liqueur strength, just keep adding more sweets until it won't dissolve. I hope you found this tutorial useful and you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click like, subscribe, share it as much as you can. For more videos about making homebrew, please do check both my channel and my wife's channel, Dungeons and Drinking. Bye!